maybe actually get that clue. If they know exact, okay, so instead they go for the Brody. Nathan in the jungle. Brody, we talked about this earlier on, as this could be good for Navi, and indeed will be. Loving the Ruby pick, and now it's the Cyclops in potentially the jungle role. Yeah. So just going back, Brody, we mentioned this in the early stages of the draft on how it could be an answer to both the Clint and Matrix, because theoretically speaking, he can win both matches. And this time, it's definitely going to be the Clint. If you pick up the Ruby and put that in that gold lane, sometimes for babysitting purposes, it will mean that the Clint will have a hard time. So I like the last picks from Navi, but the Cyclops from EVOS SG, it makes sense against squishy heroes of Navi. And it's a fast-paced jungler. With the help of the Lolita, maybe they can keep him safe. But I feel scared for this Cyclops. They're still not solving this Lilia problem from Navi.
I think, honestly, they do have a potential solution, and it's going to come down in the star-powered lockdown. They've got a lot of bursts, as you have mentioned, and more importantly, with the Beatrix, with that star-powered lockdown, it's going to be about positioning for the side of EVOS SG. If they cannot get that position, Navi will have that advantage. But it's time to get in towards this game. It's going to be the CIS up against Singapore here, Navi on the blue side, and EVOS on the red side. I'm so excited to see the Cyclops here, Miracle, because, again, you don't see it very often, but you know for a fact it's so snowball oriented.
Absolutely, and one thing I do want to mention as well here in this game, after looking at the draft, it is going to be extremely hard for both Nathan and Brody to deal some damage to that back line with the Lolita and the Esmeralda up front. You got that shield. They will be able to secure the first little wanderer here. Very surprising considering that, again, you are going up against a Beatrix, but that is what we mentioned before. This Lilia can kind of match up against that Beatrix really, really well in terms of the wave clear. But look at this, JPL really rotating to the mid lane once again, trying to get the stun. Unfortunately, does not connect. Sawo still able to live out in that trade.
Let's always keep in mind here that Cyclops at level 1 doesn't exactly have the best wave clear in comparison to someone like Sunset Lover, whereas auto attacks naturally do. Oh, Gear, don't tell me he's going to steal this.
Oh,
no way!
My God, Gear, just complete thug life. He didn't even use any. Oh my God, he just walks in the jungle.
But Sunset has retribution.
Exactly.
Oh,
Now he's going to use it for the Crammer.
Yeah, he's still, it's very, very greedy for the side of Na'Vi, not just taking it out. He thought maybe that, okay, it's just an Esmeralda, right? There's no way I leave it at just 40 HP, but that's exactly what happened. And these are the little things that can happen in the professional game, but in the top side, it is already the star power lockdown being popped. It is still going to be no kills on the board, but already such a huge, huge early game lead for the side of EVO Singapore, with Potato getting those double buffs now with the turtle spawning in. Presented to you by TikTok Live. Sunset Lover just having a tough time. The stun comes in, and the initiation was just beautiful. Razor first blood by EVO Singapore.
Good control over the mid lane here. That's when you see both Sayla and JPL working really, really well together. They don't have a lot of wave collectively in the 2v2, but here comes Gear. He's got that lead, and it's just, they cannot walk up to this turtle.
Yeah, oh my God. Honestly, this is EVO Singapore at their best. We haven't seen them. They've been looking untouchable. In the game against BTK, not losing a single turret, and now they are really good at playing that map. You can see Sayla and JPL. They didn't fully commit into that mid lane wave in level 1. They started it right now, as they know. Sunset Lover, he's already quite behind. Let's punish that. Let's capitalize on that fact. And they're doing it again. JPL goes in for a stun, and there you go! The flicker to finish him off. What the heck? EVO Singapore.
I don't think Lil has seen a play like that before. You can see that he's still standing by. He's not kiting absolutely perfectly. He's moving back, but he's not getting to his turret fast enough. And unfortunately for him, flickers make all the difference in this gameplay.
Yeah, again, you see that, man. Sunset Lover, he cannot touch that backline as long as JPL is alive. It's making it so, so hard. And look at every single member from the side of EVO Singapore. They are communicating really, really well. The bottom side cutting it just to relieve some of the pressure and leave the space open for the other members to rotate to the top side. It is just beautiful to watch this clinical display of Mobile Legends from the side of EVO Singapore.
Absolutely.
It's very scary. Imagine the Cyclops doing so much damage. Even Sayla
Yeah, even Sayla going in, and oh my god, just beautiful.
Look
The
at
Sun
the
connects onto 2 with the combos, just going in, picking up another 1 for 0. Nagabe, you don't have the black shoes, but you will be able to pick up one more on the board. It is 2 for 1 for the hosts.
Ooh, Sayla, he doesn't really miss with that Renner. It's actually kind of getting shocking here. Despite all the chaos, he manages to weave the most important shots onto the primary targets here, allowing EVOS to get a lot of free damage on. But you gotta give it to them. EVOS right now playing the micro really, really well, baiting out some of the more important battle spells out of Na'Vi before deciding to fully commit to these fights.
What's important to note is that Adamir has just been munching on that gold turret in that top side. He has his power spike right now. We are about to get to the mid game, and already they are controlling it so well. Once again, Adamir as well. He pushed out that wave at the right timing, waited it out, and the turtle will just go to the hands of EVO Singapore uncontested. JPL already going in for the stuns. It is not going to matter anyways. EVO Singapore, they have the lead. This is what they like to do. Get the lead and instantly just use it to get more pressure on the board, to take off the abilities right before the fight even starts. And here we see it again. JPL just tanking everything, wasting the resources, and Na'Vi committing. You can see that is the EVO Singapore game. They just keep on baiting in, waiting for the right time, and collapsing on their opponent's 3,000 gold lead now in the 5th minute.
Ooh, JPL really knows his limits, man. He really does. He's disrespecting the space, knowing that he can survive as long as this is just a defender against him, a 1v1 that he can't necessarily win because he doesn't even have the initial first item. He hasn't completed it in its entirety just yet. And Adamir, as you mentioned before, who has broken that top side, ate the entire energy shield, now moving towards this bottom side. You can see how oppressive he is, but now 3 members going to get on top of him.
Oh, Adamir just managing to get away from that one, but the sun comes in, and that's going to be the 3-man gang. But on the other side, instant response from EVO Singapore. This is the thing. Na'Vi, they look for the proactive plays, but EVO Singapore, they not only can they make the proactive plays, they can do the reactive plays as well. You make your move in the bot side, we will always be ready for a return, a response in on the other side.
This is great for EVO's SG because as the jungler, Nathan, you always want to have that purple buff. It gives you more mana regeneration, and that's exactly what you need, especially as the meta has shifted, as the Nathan can no longer pick up the support emblem or maybe the mage emblem, goes for the assassin emblem. Mana is such a big resource in the early stages for a jungler. Look at him. Doesn't even have the mana anymore.
Oh, it's brutal. It's so brutal without purple. But Adamir gets on out of there. JPL continues to control so far. The mid lane's going to open up, but you can see the rotation coming in from here too. Oh, wait, topside even going to be cracked open at the same time.
They are sieging this so well. Holy, the macro plays. Na'Vi, they have no answer to this. They don't know what this is. This is out of the world. EVO Singapore, they're chaining turrets like it's nothing. Objective 1 in the mid lane, getting the tier 2 in the top, basically chaining it, and now with those 2 turrets, it's setting up for the turtle. This is perfect Mobile Legends from the Singaporean representatives, the Singaporean champs, as the turtle will be slain. Presented to you by the Singapore Tourism Board. Nagib, again, he is the only one who can open up the map at this point. No one else can do it. If you put Rafael to go in, he is way too squishy.
Exactly. It's just the snowball has already occurred. But the thing about EVOS SG, and based on what we've seen so far in these games, they do a very slow snowball. It's slow and painful. As they continue to build up their leads, it isn't like, you know, an entire roof crashing down, but the next fight's already begun.
And now, my lord, it's going to be JPL already collapsing onto that. It's going to be the I'm Fennec connecting onto 2 members, but again, JPL with the shield. Just the placement on that, and he's looking for more. Goes in, 3-man flicker, stun. The killing spree picked up as EVO Singapore will look to get some more on the board, but JPL put some respect on his name. This, so far in the M3 World Championships, the names that have relatively been, you know, shoved under the table, they've been shining, man. Yesterday it was Chiku. Day number 1, it was Bedell, and now it's JPL.
It's staple names from each of the MPLs showing why they are worth every penny invested into them. But let's look at this fight one more time here, because so far the biggest problem that Nagib has is literally Sayla. He breaks his black shoes every single time, and this Numenon Blast coming in from JPL was more than beautiful to allow the snowball to even press in towards the jungle side for EVOS SG.
And to top it all off, JPL is 3-0-5, 100% kill participation at the 8-minute mark. Just proves to us how important he is for EVOS SG.
Absolutely, man. The response coming in from EVO Singapore, the movements, the rotations, everything is just perfect. As you can see, again, you see that they know exactly their limits in this game. Navi, they rotate to the top side instantly. We back away. We play for that bottom side, and now look what happened. It doesn't. Doesn't seem like they're doing anything, but they've done it. The setup is so beautiful, and I really do mean beautiful. You can see the timings on when gear comes in as well. The distractions happening, as this is purely brain games. Welcome to Mobile Legends chess.
It's clinical. It's so clinical. They've already, oh my goodness. The worst part about this all is the fact that Sunset Lover is taking so much of the brunt of this damage. Wait, no. Oh, it's a purple off. They wanted it, but now they want more.
Oh my god! Falling Simon connects on the two members, and the stuns will just keep on going. One member is taken down, but will it be worth it? EVO Singapore, they get one, but it wasn't a shutdown, and the tier 2 turrets start to fall. Not only in the bottom side, but also in that mid lane with Gear and Potato pushing it in.
There are 2 deaths on Natus Vincere, but I think EVOS SG will get so much out of this, especially because they're trying to push mid already.
Oh, there you go again. They're playing really well. The star power lockdown is going to be able to lock Nagib down. A little still able to defend the base for now, but EVO Singapore, they are calm, they are collected. You can see from their faces, stone cold killers. They are going to look for the engage once again under the base. No, this is the siege. They just play it safely, wait for the enemy to make a mistake. Falling Star when they just zone the members off that turret, and it is just going to be EVO Singapore recalling, falling back, and playing with their strengths once again.
I got to comment on Sayla so far. He's been having a great job, but if you look at this player cam, it just looks like people are, he just knows the camera is on him, and it's just day in the life of Sayla, you know, just crushing Lilias, breaking their black shoes, controlling the mid lane, all in the day of the life of EVO Sayla.
Man, it is beautiful to watch, honestly. This is peak Mobile Legends, and it's coming from EVO Singapore right now with JPL already going in. It's just going to bait the stun, but that's what they needed. That's all they wanted. They wanted Na'Vi to spend some resources there to defend. All this is a setup. Na'Vi, at this point, they can't be scared of an engage. This is all in or nothing. At this point, they're getting suffocated slowly, but surely. The longer the game goes, it is just going to be harder and harder, because we're only in the 11th minute here.
I honestly, and I think Wolf can agree with this, I think it's a little too late for that, because at this point, at this stage of the game, Navi is looking to try and get their second items. Yeah. Most who have been punished by it are trying their best to do so. Sunset Lover, he's got 3 items. He's forced to buy defensively on third. He just has literally no choice here. Defender, only building 2. Doesn't even have his anti-cuirass at this point in time. Even Lil, who has taken the majority of this punishment, only has a Blade of Despair. They cannot all in.
Absolutely, and you see it again here. JPL just being such a nuisance, opening up the map. And you can see the wave manipulation that they are doing. They are freezing the waves, again, suffocating their opponents. Na'Vi have no response, and it is sad to see.
Yeah, the way that I agree with Gideon and how it is like a point of no return for Na'Vi is the fact that they have lost their inhibitor turret up top. Imagine if they have kept all their inhibitor turrets, at least they can defend, but it will not be the case this time.
All 3 lanes will be pushed in. 56 seconds until that Enhanced Lord comes in. Na'Vi still having some space to breathe right now with the waves finally crashing into the turrets. We'll have a little bit more gold for the next fight, but like you said, most of them have just finished their second items. This is a disaster for NAVI. They are going to try their best to look for something, but as we said, it might be too late.
Yeah, I think, honestly, at this point in time, they realize NAVI is getting a little impatient here. They're walking up, trying to get some early position as there are only 22 seconds left until the Lord comes back up. EVOS SG on the other side, they're very comfortable with this position right now. They can start a push and maybe pull somebody away and look to completely wipe NAVI in their own jungle as they can look to bait them out into this potential Lord fight. It's not necessarily in NAVI's favor, but what choice do they have?
They're 5-manning just to get the buffs for Sunset Lover. You know that's a bad spot to be in, especially because they're running a gold lane marksman. So it means that both heroes need the farm and only one gets it. And the fact of the matter is they need 5 just to take this. I don't think that they have the contention on the Lord, on this second Lord that we have, but they must try at least to stretch their luck against EVOS SG.
Did you see what EVOS Singapore did right there? They knew exactly where NAVI was. They knew they were grouping as 5. They didn't see any of them on the board, on the map. They played the side lanes perfectly, and another uncontested Lord. They pop the conceal, and they're gonna look for the kills. Oh my god, it's gonna be Gear. Actually canceled out. Defender still able to defend for NAVI. It's gonna be JPL going in. I'm offended to cancel out the ultimate, but it is just going to buy them a little bit more time. It feels like it is going to be inevitable. With the Enhanced Lord marching down that top side and EVOS Singapore playing the waves as it is going to be tough.
Immaculate macro play coming in from EVOS SG. They don't expand. They've frozen the lanes. They're syncing it up. They haven't even expanded any of their battle spells as well. It's perfect, and now it's for the killing blow.
There you go. The ultimate comes in. Falling Simon to zone away the members in the Star Power Lockdown will be able to catch onto Sawo. That is going to be 2 inhibitor turrets taken down. The mid side and the top side with Enhanced Lord jumping in is actually not bad by NAVI. They were able to they managed to buy a little bit more time. That was really, really good wave control. They somehow were able to clear the waves one by one, timing it really, really well to only lose just 1 inhibitor turret, and EVOS Singapore will have to recalculate again.
No, they want to take all the inhibitors here. They've made a decision. They're just going to commit to it, and that's the difference. Most teams would want to force it out.
Oh, I'm offended. Connects on the 2. The unpredictability coming in again. Gear, he's going a little bit too aggressive. The winner's truncheon comes in to save him a little bit more time, but the shutdown comes in from Lil. Flashbacks to the previous game as NAVI are still in it.
I can't believe how NAVI is able to do this. By the way, that is again the Ruby Defender. We saw how he's able to cancel just the Numinum Blast, and he waits long enough for EVOS SG to feel at least confident enough that the Numinum Blast will land. Honestly, for EVOS SG, that was a good play. They went in to use the Numinum Blast first so that they would zone out the members under the turret so that they can take the turret with their big minions anyways in the bottom lane. But the cancel from Defender on the I am offended, that is amazing.
Yeah, but again, if they go for an all-out thought, it's going to be very, very hard. But JPL, he doesn't have a shield. The damage will come through, and JPL gets shut down. What is happening? The HP bars just keeps getting melted as NAVI somehow find another hole in EVOS Singapore's game.
Sunset Lover, he scaled. He scaled really, really well. He sacrificed a lot of HP to make that risky play, and he won the coin flip this time round. Here, unfortunately, cannot do much about the situation, and more importantly, Sayla as well as Adamir aren't willing to walk up. So I think NAVI has found an opening here against EVOS SG. They have to take away these engage tools, and the moment they don't have their ultimates, they look for the punish.
Oh, this will be perfect. NAVI, if they do win this round, this match versus EVOS SG, guess what? They are going to take the top spot. They are going to take top 1 of this group. Now, one thing's for sure. Defender has been phenomenal in this late game. He was able to cancel JPL so many times. And the fact of the matter is, what I really love about NAVI is that they trust Defenders so much. You see them all in, they were attacking the Lolita under the cast of the Numinum Blast. My God.
It's trust. It's a lot of trust. I don't know. If this was a regular ranked game, I wouldn't even dare to do that.
Exactly, right?
The thing is,
if it was LaFell, like, picking up the ruby.
Yeah, definitely no.
Definitely
Definitely no, 100%.
If it's LaFille on anything, definitely no. But EVOS Singapore, man, they've been so clean up to this very moment that we actually kind of overlooked the side of Navi's compositions, right? They're really... they have a very good composition for the high ground. Their wave clear is insane. Not only the Lilia, but now also the Nathan and Brody, who have scaled up. Even with 2 items, they were able to defend and time those waves properly. Now with JPL also, the later the game goes, he is gonna start falling off. It's way harder to get those clutch and cheeky ultimates, and with that they will have spotted someone in that bush. Now with this information, let's see what they do, because currently, sure, the comeback is real, but with everything, the odds are all against them. There you go, Navender goes in for a cheeky play. It is going to be the star power lockdown already popped in, so 2 of the huge ultimates have been burned out by the side of EVOS.
Okay, so right now Defender can actually face tank Bennett's Rage, which is a really good sign. I'm not sure about Nibiru's Passion just yet. We'll have to see in a little bit, but assuming that he does, this is going to be important here. Lil does not have his ultimate and just purchases the Brute Force Breastplate. Gear will create some space in the meantime.
Yeah, Gear's going to create some space, but it's very different from early on. It's going to be him taking down JPL. Might be making a mistake, forced to flicker away, and also uses the Conceal. 1 for the price of Lord.
So this is the play from EVOS SG. Have the top lane just push out. This is the lane that's really opposite of the Lord lane. And then have Gear just clear out all of those minions from the mid lane as well, so that at least the lanes the minion lanes are flowed. Now, for Gear, he did this before as well. He went in for the quote-unquote suicide play so that EVOS SG will get the Lord. And it's not really that big of a deal for EVOS SG because they get the Lord anyways, and Gear will spawn in time for this fight.
I love how they're playing this Navi. We mentioned the macro plays coming from EVOS Singapore, but look at the macro plays coming from them. They're able to micromanage every single wave. Defender is not just a name, it's the style that they have. What the heck?
This is good. It's really good from Navi. They know how to play this stage of the game. They are matching the macro and have adapted against EVOS SG. They've kind of been playing around this cat and mouse game, but I think EVOS SG has kind of lost their timing, unfortunately, allowing Navi to scale towards this later section of the game. It's not a good idea. They have not pressed their advantage hard enough during the 10 to 14 minute mark, and that was the biggest opportunity after breaking that first inhibitor.
Yeah, this is the point where the Cyclops is technically the mid laner now, and perhaps Sayla is the jungler when it comes to just the raw damage outputs. We know Cyclops as a mage, very strong in the early stages of the game up until the mid game, but in this point, maybe if you can one-shot one hero from Navi, that would be perfect, but apart from that, there's really not much you can get out of the Cyclops, and he's actually situated up top with the Esmeralda. I'm not sure if they want to go on to Sunset Lover.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to be actually damage coming in, and the Immortality has been popped. Defender, though, goes into the backside. Potato's going to be target. Sunset Lover's still able to defend right now, but he will be taken down. Now, it's just going to be Lil and Salvo. Salvo trying to defend. Defender gets taken down, and that is 3 for the price of none. Only Lil and Salvo left to defend Navi. They finally cracked, and EVOS Singapore are going to capitalize. The damage comes in to finish off the members. The comeback will not be real here in this game. The 3-way tie is still possible as EVOS Singapore have just secured that upper bracket first place in Group C.
GG, well played. Our first upper bracket team has made it, and it's gonna be bearing the Singaporean flag. Well done to EVOS SG.
And that was such